warm places. Bayleaf spreads a spicy scent from the leaves around its neck. Meganium's breath has the power to revive dead grass and plants. Cyndaquil is timid and curls up in a ball when intimidated. Quilava turns its back to opponents to intimidate them with fire. Typhlosion creates shimmering heat hazes with its intense fire blasts. Totodile has a habit of biting anything it sees moving. Croconaw opens its huge jaws to reveal 48 sharp teeth. Feraligatr moves slowly on land, but is incredibly fast in water. Sentret stands on its tail to scout the surroundings for danger. Furret is so slim that it can slip into very narrow burrows to escape. Hoot Hoot always stands on one foot and switches legs so fast it cannot be seen. Noctowl has eyes that are specially adapted to see clearly in total darkness. Ladybird secretes an aromatic fluid from where its legs join its body. Ledian sleeps wrapped in a leaf during the day and becomes active at night. Spinarok spins a web that is strong enough to trap small prey effortlessly. Ariados wanders around at night in search of prey instead of building a nest. Crobat flies silently through the dark, using its 4 wings to maneuver. Chinchou shoots positive and negative electricity from the tips of its 2 antennae. Lantern emits light so bright it can be seen from the surface of the sea. Pichu is not yet skilled at storing electricity and may discharge it accidentally. Cleffa is often found in places where meteorites have struck the ground. Igglybuff has a very soft body and bounces like a ball when it moves. Togepi is filled with happiness that it shares with kind-hearted people. Togetic appears before kind people to shower them with joy dust. Natu has wings that are not fully grown, so it hops to move around. Xatu stands motionless all day long, staring at the sun to see the future. Marip's fleece grows continually and stores static electricity. Fluffy has smooth, rubbery skin that protects it from its own electricity. Ampharos has a tail tip that shines so brightly it can be seen from space. Bellossom dances when the weather is cloudy to summon the sun. Maril uses its tail as a float so it does not drown in strong currents. Azumarill can make a balloon out of air to breathe underwater. Sudowoodo mimics a tree to avoid being attacked by enemies. Politoed gathers others of its kind by singing with a loud voice. Hoppip is so light that it drifts away with the slightest breeze. Skiploom spreads its petals to absorb as much sunlight as possible. Jumpluff rides warm southern winds to cross the sea and fly to foreign lands. Ipom uses its tail so much that its actual hands have become clumsy. Sunken drinks only the dew that drops from the underside of leaves. Sunflora moves its flower head to face the sun throughout the day. Yanma has large eyes that allow it to see in all directions without moving its head. Whooper lives in cold water but comes out to walk on land when it cools down. Quagsire is carefree and often bumps its head on boat hulls while swimming. Espeon uses the fine hairs on its fur to predict the weather. Umbreon lurks in the darkness and waits for its prey to move. Murkrow has a weakness for shiny objects and steals them to hide in its nest. Slowking has incredible intellect and remains calm in any situation. Ms. Dravus loves to sneak up on people at night and startle them. Unown are shaped like ancient writing, and their origin is a mystery. Wobbuffet hates light and shock, so it lives quietly in the darkness of caves. Girafarig has a tail with a small brain of its own that bites if you get too close. Pineco hangs from trees and waits for prey, exploding if it is disturbed. Fortress is encased in a steel shell, and no one knows what it looks like inside. Dunsparce uses its tail to dig backward into the ground to escape danger. Gligar glides silently through the air and clamps onto its prey's face. Steelix has a body harder than diamond and digs deep underground tunnels. Snubbull looks fierce to scare away enemies, but is actually quite cowardly. Granbull has a jaw so heavy that it has trouble keeping its head up. Quillfish shoots toxic spines from its body when it faces a larger opponent. Sizor has a steel body that can overheat if it moves too fast. Shuckle stores berries in its shell to ferment them into a delicious juice. Heracross is incredibly strong and can throw objects heavy than its own weight. Sneasel is a cunning hunter that steals eggs from unattended nests. Teddiursa soaks its paws in honey so it can lick them when it gets hungry. Orzering can smell food buried deep underground with its keen nose. Slugma must keep moving, or its lava body will cool down and harden into rock. Magcargo has a shell on its back that is actually just hardened skin. Swinub uses its sensitive nose to find mushrooms growing under the frozen ground. Piloswine has such thick fur that it cannot see and charges by sound alone. Corsola grows coral branches on its head that absorb nutrients from clean water. Remoraid uses its abdominal muscles to shoot water jets to hit prey. Octillery has a rock-hard head and uses its tentacles to grab prey tightly. Delibird carries food bundled in its tail to share with those who are lost. Mantine swims calmly in the open sea and often lets Remoraid attach to its fins. Skarmory has a body made of steel and feathers sharp enough to cut through rock. Houndar hunts in packs and communicates with others using different cries. Houndoom breathes fire containing toxins that cause burns that never heal. Kingdra lives in deep ocean caves and creates whirlpools when it yawns. Fampi is small, but strong enough to carry an adult human on its back. Donphan curls into a ball and rolls violently to attack its enemies. Porygon 2 was created by humans and endowed with artificial intelligence to explore space. Stantler has antlers that can distort reality and create illusions to escape predators. Smeargle marks its territory by painting symbols using a fluid from its tail. Tyrogue is full of energy and challenges anyone it meets to a fight. Hitmontop spins on its head to deliver powerful kicks while throwing off the opponent's timing. Smoochum uses its sensitive lips to examine objects it sees for the first time. Elekid generates electricity by spinning its arms, but cannot store it for long. Magby has a body temperature of 1,100 degrees and breathes hot embers. Miltank produces milk that is packed with nutrition and heals the sick. Blissey is filled with love and offers its egg to anyone who is sad or sick. Raikou embodies the speed of lightning, and its roar sounds like a crashing thunderclap. Entei is born of a volcano and sends up massive plumes of fire when it roars. Suicune races across the land like the north wind and purifies muddy water instantly. Larvitar feeds on soil and will not emerge to the surface until it has eaten an entire mountain. Pupitar creates gas inside its body, which it ejects to fly around like a jet. Tyranitar is so powerful that it destroys mountains and changes the map just by walking. Lugia sleeps in a deep-sea trench because its wings pack enough power to blow apart houses. Ho-Oh reveals itself to pure-hearted trainers and leaves a rainbow behind it when it flies. Celebi